past, fatal heart impact, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact, don't ask, grab reactions, jacked, attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new silver excuse. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember you're discreet now, get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, whenever we last left off with this series, we had Junto, or Dorzaya, who, in the last part, to get access to the Elven, archives, where he would find information he believes he needs, he had to go through a test. Now, along with that, he also did inform the king to stop manipulating his daughter. Otherwise, there's going to be a problem. Now, Midoriya did not undergo this test. He was flung from his physical body into a spiritual one, where he met a man who was the keeper of the library, and even said that he was the very embodiment of it. And he told Midoriya the price he would have to pay to be able to look at this knowledge. Now, he also did talk about Midoriya getting something in return. However, the price he would have to pay is something Midoriya, he was not expecting. He sacrificed his real name. The name of Izuku Midoriya no longer exists within his head. Now, this is quite the conundrum, and I believe I should explain this before I do go further. He does still remember MHA, but any mention of his name or, anything like it is all gone. He does know of Inko Midoriya, however he doesn't know who this woman is. Now, he has not yet thought about this, so it hasn't even crossed his mind as to what's going on yet. He knows that something's missing. However, he hasn't even realized it. Now, with that being said, let's pick up there with Junto. Now, it's been 7 hours since he has entered the library. As you do actually have two monoclones of him, they're running around, along with the original who's currently sitting down and reading over a book. As this book doesn't contain any information, okay, hand it back to a clone, they could run off with it while another one would hand him a book. And he would be doing this over and over and over again. As he does just think that if there was any way to sort these things and even make them out, that'd be really easy to at least know. However, many things here, they talk about ancient elven techniques, and even do catalog their history. Now, Laura, she is watching this. This guy is very determined to figure things out. However, he's looking in the wrong spot. Now, she does walk into the library. As he does, go to look up at her. What's up? You know, you're looking in the wrong place. Well, your books don't have labels on them. They have magic markers, so I'm not really too sure. Okay. Now, she would do one thing, putting her hand up onto a book as she does begin to pump some mana into it. Midoriya, watching as the title of it would pop up. Oh, I was unaware of that. Now, he does turn his head and inform the two that if they put mana into the cover of the books, they'll see the titles. The other two immediately going to do this with books in their hand, as they then go to put the ones they have in their hands away to look for a different one. As he does look over at Laura. You know, if you told me that from the very beginning, this would have been a lot simpler. I assumed that you would have understood it immediately. No, I don't. My head still feels fuzzy from that test. Yes, about that. You do know your name, Junto, correct? Hmm? Yeah, what about it? Never mind. That's weird. Usually that doesn't work. Wait, maybe it's his born name. Now, she does go back to looking at him. He so easily sacrificed it? Now, she does just think. From what her father has told her, that people do usually get something in return. However, for him, she's not too sure. There are cases where people don't get anything at all. And there's the opposite end of the spectrum. Usually they get, well, a small little companion. However, for him, that's pretty bad. Now, she does try to speculate. What would he get? A fox, a cat, something like that, a wolf? Maybe a wolf. Now, you do actually have where she does then turn to him and inform him that she does need to inform him about the rest of the contract he's made. Him looking up at her and telling her that he's very busy, and he doesn't have time to waste on that. But you don't want to know? Know what? What you get in return? No. Listen, every second I don't have my face buried in a book, someone's probably gonna die. I'm sorry? Our borders are being invaded. Humans are taking over our land. As far as I see it, innocent people might be dying right now. Along with that, our armies, they're forced to retreat. So, the sooner I find the information I need, the sooner I can save some lives. Then I can at least go to fulfill my promise. A promise? Yes. You know what one of those are, right? Yes. I believe so. Isn't it where you say you'll do something for somebody? Yeah. However, I kind of don't know how she's reacting. Yeah. I'm going to look away from his book. And Laura can tell that already does show something important. She was just trying to stop an argument between me and her dad. And she got enslaved for it. I'm the one man who stood up against her father, called him out on his bullshit. And then she just tries to solve everything. A nice, happy-go-lucky girl who she's being forced to put on a smile, put on a brave face. Hell, she's probably been cooped up in that castle for almost 8 months. And it does piss me off a lot. You sound like you care. I do. How would you feel if the people you trusted the most in your own life, the ones who gave you life, put a collar on you and ordered you around like you were some sort of puppy, a trained dog to bark, and they made you sit in place for hours like a mannequin? Hell, I could hardly even know what's going on over there. She's not being treated as badly as I was. That, at least, buys me some comfort. However, I still am pissed off. The sooner I murder her parents, the sooner those people get free. The sooner she takes power, and our people, all of them, get let go. Wow. Now, Laura does just stare at him with amazement. She's spent most of her life looking at military strategies. She spent most of her life trying to impress her own father. However, the only thing that really did impress him was saying yes and agreeing with him. However, whenever she did hear that one strange request, she was, well, not usually hesitant. The request to try and persuade this man in front of her. it didn't bother her at all. Hell, she's done more things that bothered her before, but this one, it was a request she took on wholeheartedly and jumped at. And she believes that she's beginning to understand why. It's because this man's caught her eye. He's somebody that she sees as an equal, not just as somebody who's a pawn or, well, lesser than her. This man achieved the rank of royalty by literally fighting for it against a man who was undefeated. Then, he spoke the truth and was direct and to the point. This man has probably millions of strategies in his head for how to fight one simple thing. However, he just does go in guns blazing and hopes everything works out. If that doesn't work, he plans things out, he strategizes, he's smart. All of these thoughts are racing through her head. And her face, it does turn red. Realizing exactly how embarrassing the night before really was. Now, with that being said, we will cut over to Dorzaya and Lee. She's had a hefty day of training, and she's heavily exhausted. Her body feels like it's going to tear itself apart. Along with that, the weights that she's wearing, they are very heavy. Now, she would be able to rest for the night, and then continue training. As this would continue on for about 1 week, up until Alicia shows signs that she's beginning to grow accustomed, since she's able to easily swing around one of her, swords with both hands. And we do then have where Dorzaya, he does walk up and inform her about their current task. Yes, Master Junto. Good. Now, him looking right at her, informing her that using only one of her swords, she's going to go out and fight. They're going to take up a quest that he's been meaning to look at. And afterwards, things should be getting a little bit easier. Wait, really? Yes, this is part of your training. I will make sure you don't get hurt. Too badly. Wait, what? If you do get hurt, I'll just use a potion. Besides, this is a new extreme for you. If I just let you out on an adventure alone, there's actually a chance you might die. Master Junto. Yeah, I know. I'm a bit too soft, aren't I? No, it's not that. I appreciate that you care. What? Why wouldn't I? Well, it's just... Never mind. Now, you do have where the two, they do head out. And Junto, he does put the weights in his inventory, since he doesn't want the horse to basically be carrying an extra person, and it would slow them down. Now, with that being said, they do head out to the Nation of Prey. As before they did leave, the princess, Faye, she did ask Dorzaya about where he's heading to. And he does inform her that they're heading towards her borders, since him and Lee are going to be taking care of the threat that she does worry about. Really? Yes. I'm going to be supervising my student. She'll be fighting and going up against creatures there. If anything bad does happen, I'll make sure to save her and not only deal with the threat, but, save your people. Alright, thank you. Don't thank me. Besides, I said I would handle this, didn't I? So I'm keeping my word. Along with that, him going to hold up a bag, asking if these are the correct seeds for the trees. Wait, huh? I talked about it, right? These are the correct ones? Her grabbing the bag and looking down. as she does reach down and look at them. Yes, those are correct. Where did you... I asked around. Anyways, it was pretty easy. What I'm going to be doing is, well, she handles some of the lesser threats. I'm going to be planting some trees. I'm going to imbue them with my mana to try and speed up their growth. Afterwards, I want to, well, come back. Then maybe we can at least get a guild quest. Plant a lot more in the region and try and at least cover the damages. Hell, I'm wondering if health potions might heal the land. Well, wait, what? Health potions, right? They rejuvenate. Something that those might work too. I have a lot of ingredients for a few of them, but I never really use them. So I'm going to do a little bit of an experiment and see what happens. Well, do you really think that would be a good idea? Yeah, I do. Anyways, now, him walking past her, informing her that they're leaving. Now, with that being said, she'll just stare at them as they do leave. That guy's very, well, what's the right way to put it? Assertive. He knows what he wants and he's going to do it. He knows what to do. He's already ahead of her. And he leaves her with, well, no words. She's a princess she's been born by blood. Everybody who is underneath her, they follow her without question. However, this guy stands up to her. He talks back. He already knows what she's going to say before she even says it, and he already has at least 3 different arguments made up or to counter her. It's very strange. Along with that, with what she heard from the mermaid princess, well, Aqua, it's just so bizarre. It leaves her, well, speechless. And she does just wonder about that man. He's a human, but he's more like a wolf. And there's something about that, well, it both terrifies her and, well, it has her curious at the same time. Now, while that was happening, we do also have the same morning where Lee and Junto headed out. Where Rei, she's been very impatient. She's basically been ordered to not do what comes to her nature. She's not getting, well, her adrenaline going, her blood pumping. She's not putting herself in a life or death situation. It's boring. But at the same time, it's weird. Since all she really did was lounge around all day. And she even did take a nap, which she did find quite strange, since she woke up feeling better than ever this morning. Now, she was wondering, did he tell her to take a day off because he was worried? Yeah, Onis, they push themselves by nature. Does he not know that? However, it does feel refreshing. Now, we do then have where she would meet Tori and Belle out in the courtyard where the copy of Junto that's still there in the castle, he is with them. And she does ask if she can finally at least start fighting again. Yeah, you can. Great. Okay. I was hoping I can spar against you. Did you make me rest yesterday because I was tired or exhausted? You know we push ourselves by nature, right? We're always in a constant state of battle. Yes, I know that. However, you're only half Oni. What does that mean? Well, think about it. Where one side of you wants to push, where one side of you wants to fight, where one side of you wants to get your blood pumping, your adrenaline going, and probably almost die in a fight where you had a lot of fun. There's a side of you That's almost the exact opposite. Doesn't your diet consist of both meat and vegetables? Well, yes, but... And what is it you do sometimes? I try to practice magic. I was never really good at it. That's why I became a warrior. Besides, how do you even know that about me? Trust me, it's pretty obvious. Especially whenever I hear you trying to at least cast a magic spell. If you wanted to know magic, you'd just ask. But you're my rival. You're my candidate, my chosen one. Jeez, you make me sound like a fucking prophet. I'm not that. If you have an interest in me, just fucking say it. Besides, you wanted to fight? Fine, how about this? Him bringing his hands behind his back. As he does then, at least show that he put on chains. All three of them quite surprised. How did he just do that? Oh, well, it's a good thing I got the blacksmith to make these. Okay. Him going to bring his hands up behind him, so that they can see. These are steel chains. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fight all three of you at once, without using my hands. So, Ray, you can use your weapon. Tori, Belle, you can both use your magical skills that I taught you. Now, Ray would look towards these two. Wait, he taught them magic in a day? Now, all three of them, they do look at each other. Ray going to turn around and tell them that he'll let them make a plan. And, well, at least write it down or something. Now, you do actually have where the three, they all do begin to start huddling up. And they do at least try to talk about something. Now, all three of them are kind of annoyed. Ray because she was told to rest. Tori because this guy's, well, just plain cocky, but he's, well, rightfully to be so. And Belle because Dorizaya, he's been ignoring something. Now, you do actually then have where she does go to stand up. Ray pointing directly at him and talking about how if they win, they get something in return. Oh, really? Yes, we do. Yeah, I gotta agree with her. You're just so plain fucking annoying sometimes. Fine. What do you two want if you win? Hey, don't I have a say in this? What do you want, Belle? Listen, we're fighting all on the same side. If we're at each other's throats, this isn't gonna work. You know, you should probably listen to your little sister. Stay out of this. Why? So you three can get in each other's way and fuck up? No, so we can... Well, shut up. Now, Tori shows grab Ray by her shirt. Her then grabbing her sister by her arm. Them huddling back up and at least trying to think of something. Now, they're trying to think of a reward. And you do actually have where Tori does suggest something that does make Belle somewhat angry. Now, they do then spin around, and he does just stare at them from at least 10 feet away, asking if they finally got done muttering to themselves. Yes, we did. Along with that, we at least have an idea of how to take you down. Sure you do. Anyways, you got a plan? Yes, we do. However, there's also the fact about our reward. Sure, whatever, what is it? Now, you do have where Tori shows throw out her hand, her holding up her axe and saying that if they win, then he has to do everything they say for one single day. Wow. That's it? Yes. And what do I get if I win? Now, all three of them, they do look at each other, as they didn't even really think about that as a possibility. And you do actually have Ray who just says to name his price. Now, that basically does mean that he can make up any request, and Rei does then go rushing forwards. Now, Tori, she does look at that. They didn't even think about that possibility. If they're playing on that term, then that does literally mean anything. Now, Tori, she does go to bring up her axe and ignite magic. Her axe being covered in flames as she does go rushing forwards. Her then going to swing it out in front of her and go for a strike. As you do actually have where Dorzaya, he does look at that. They're literally about to hit Rei with a magical attack. That's not too good. Now, he does go to move in. As he does so, you actually have where he does directly kick Rei in the gut before bringing up his leg and blocking the attack. As you do actually have where Tori should rush in and go for another attack. And you do have Belle, who should go running to the left as she did send out a magic attack as well. Now, as that did happen, you do actually have where, well, Rei, after she got hit in the gut, she go to throw her axe directly overhead and smashing Dorzaya in the back. Now, this did catch him off guard, and then going to bring up his shoulders and at least block the attack that Tori sent out, as she's rushing at him. Him going to throw his left leg backwards to go and kick her directly in the gut, or at least hit her weapon. Now, he does going to do that as Tori should just do one thing. As soon as her weapon is hit flat, she is going to force her arm directly onto the top part, as she is going to force his leg downwards. And this being where Belle, she does directly come up from behind him. Now, he does see this. Him going to jump and at least try to leap through the air. Now, as he does so, there is a magic attack sent directly where he would land, along with Rei even sending her own weapon that direction. Now, Dorzaya he would land, as he does go to kick up his leg and send out his own magic attack. Now, he does use wind magic, as he does go to send out a kick that would disrupt the fire, as Rei's weapon still flying right at him. Him going to bring up his knee as it does smash directly into it. And he does actually go to wince in pain as the weapon does hit the ground. Him going to put pressure down on his leg as he does feel that something, well, hurts. Now, as he does so, you do actually have Tori, who she does directly rush towards him along with Rei in the front. Now, Rei he was caught off guard by that, as whenever he did look at them, he's wondering where Belle is. Now, you do actually have where the two, they do both scoop their hands down into the ground and then throw up their hands, as a wall of dirt can be seen, or a wall of dust. Now, once that has happened, he does look to where the two did go. They went left and right. They're going to ambush him and he knows it. And then hearing something cut through the air, as he does go to look behind him before he does get hit in the back with a blade slash. Now, or a fire slash. Now, you do actually have where he does continue to think, okay, this may not have been a good idea. All of them are both, well, shit. Rei's over level 80, Tori's over 60, and fuck. Rei, she's at least level 100. Okay. I'm still impressed, though. When these three all do team up, they're at least almost able to take me down. Then again, I'm still holding back a lot. Now, he does then go to throw up one of his legs, as he does directly hit Rei. Or so he thought, as he did kick into Tori's axe. Now, he was quite confused. Tori rushing in with Rei's weapon and directly smashing Dorzaya in his upper thigh. As we do have where somebody did come in and directly go to bring a blade up to his throat. Now, they were able to catch him off guard by this, since Belle was the one who rushed in and was able to claim their victory. As the dust does clear, you do actually have where Rei and Tori, not I tried to say Belle. Ray and Tori, they do watch as the dust does clear, to see Belle holding onto Dorzaya's head, as their lips are locked, and a blade is up to his throat. Now, this does catch the two off guard, as Ray does begin to start yelling something. A lot of profanities. And Tori does at least somewhat laugh, and talk about how she can't believe they actually did that, or that her sister actually did that to catch him. Her going to walk forwards and inform her that she can let go now, as she does look over. They're still kissing. Now, eventually he does, or Dorzai, he does go to bring up his arms, him breaking right through the chains as he does bring up his hands, and go to grab Belle by her shoulders. Jeez. A little bit more energy today, aren't we? Maybe. Wait, you two are actually... What? She never mentioned it to you? No. Actually, Junto, I never said anything to anyone. Oh. Well, that explains that then. Now, he does talk about how, okay, he lost. Wait, you could have broken through your chains any time, though. You were holding back. That was hardly a fair fight. Actually, that's probably the fairest fight I'll ever be able to give you. You three have actually made pretty good improvements. However, I did only use one magic attack. That's pretty good still. Maybe with Lee here you actually could have taken me down. Or maybe use 3. Yeah, speaking of that, where is Lee? Belle quickly trying to change the subject. Oh, she's out with another copy. Wait, Ray does say. A copy? Yeah. They're heading out to the Nation of Prey, the area where the fortress was out in. Once they're there, they plan to, well, train. Lee, she's been lacking in not only some physical power, but magical. I believe that a blade slash is probably the most she'll ever be capable of. However, that doesn't mean that she can't improve physically. I'm teaching her something called weight training. Weight training? Yeah. It's basically like you strap extra weight to your body and carry it around all the time. Once you're used to carrying that thing around, you either increase the weight or take it off. The results of it are actually pretty good. I've never heard of anything like that before. Well, that sounds similar to how we carry large weapons. Yeah, Onis, they tend to carry bulky, large weapons somewhat like orcs. That's why you always see an orc that can swing a large club and drag it around for miles. That kinda does make sense. But at the same time, it doesn't explain their strength. Oh, they do it ever since they were young. Carry large rocks, carry large, well, tree branches. It's just somewhat in their nature. I think it's the tendency to want to break stuff. I understand it. Now, Dorzaya, he does somewhat laugh. And this does catch them off guard, as they all do begin to laugh as well, before they do go to name their price for winning. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing day. Catch you guys in the next part.